Before Christ, I was in bondage for 36 years in the chains of addiction. I lost a lot of things. I lost my family. I lost my children. I lost them growing up. I just lived in utter just chaos, you know. I thought that was my way out. I thought that was my way to happiness. And so I battled with that, struggled with it, took my children through it until I was just at the very dead end of me. I lost my mother, my father, and I would have to say that was probably the beginning of the end, because I had decided at one point that I was going to either live my life or take my life. And so I left and went away for like 5 years, and I got clean, but I didn't have God involved in my life. I substituted one drug for the other, from drugs to alcohol, and it didn't work out. I stayed sober for 3 years, still fought with it, still was just no peace in my life.
Yeah, I remember when Dee came to church, and she was obviously searching, looking for peace, desperate for sobriety, and coming forward during that service just broken, and Amy praying with her, and God was beginning a work in her.
This was where my seed was planted. I remember Amy come with me to the altar, and I rededicated my life to Christ. This was where my seed is planted, so it's just pretty amazing that, you know, I'm going to come back here and sprout and bloom. And this is where it all began. I didn't know the path that He had planned for me. I just knew that I was done trying to hold on to it or take control of it, because I had none.
You know, everyone's road to redemption is unique and different, and Dee's was going to take her on the long and winding path. And after that day, she was searching and struggling. And I remember Amy asking me to pray for Dee, because she wanted to live a different life, to live a new life, but was just struggling to find her way.
I was just so lost, you know. I didn't know how just to turn my will and my life over to God and for Him to work in it. And I searched. I got on the internet and I found this program called Ladies Living Free, and it was a 6-month program, faith-based. All I can say is wow. Wow. It was intense. That's where I got to break the bondage of addiction, that I could raise my hands and ask God to take the addiction from me, and then He did. And I finally graduated from there, was honored with one of the greatest things that I've ever been honored with, and that was the award of completion, to something that has changed my life forever. It's definitely changed my life.
There was a weekend that Dee came back. She was in the final phase of the program, and she was here visiting family and came to church, and just the change was incredible. And there was just this joy about her, and she was so excited to be coming back for good in a couple of months, and was excited to become a part of the church.
The church is my family. You know, just coming here and knowing that I have a family somewhere that I belong. The Celebrate Recovery meeting that you have Wednesday is my life support. That's where I can take all the baggage from the week, you know, to lay it down and to be able to be a part of something and to walk out into the same world. The world doesn't change, you do. But I can walk out into this world today with my head held high and be proud of who I am, be proud of who He's made me to be. He's given me restoration with my family. I hold down a job. There's been people, you know, that have seen me and they knew who Dee was. And they see a change. They're not sure what that change is. But I, you know, immediately tell them, you know, about God, what God's done in my life and what He can do in theirs.